Take my kindness for weakness, you're gonna meet the Lord instead. I'm bringing justice, the power, the lion, tigers, pain, and bears. Don't embarrass yourself, because I'm never playing fair. If you're competing on the low, I'ma shine, I'ma shine. I hate to let you know
But I am slightly against weight loss surgery because I think it deals with cutting your stomach where you cannot eat the food. But it should be, let's talk about your brain and why you eat the food.
That was one of my issues, comparing myself to other people and other things and where they were in life and what they were accomplishing in comparison to what I was and was not.
Yeah.
And because I spent so much time worrying about other people, I took time away from myself in accomplishing my goal.
Y'all ready for this?
Hello and welcome to the show, Keep It Real with Rahim Brazil. I'm your host, Rahim Brazil, and I want to welcome you to this platform. And I'm so excited to have you join us on the show today, because today we have two amazing guests who's going to be breaking down habits and addictions. And I'm so excited to welcome my very first guest. Her name is Jasmyne Flowers, and she is a digital content creator, media personality, and radio host. She also is my co-host on our show, The Platform Speaks, baby. So everybody help me welcome Miss Jasmyne Flowers to the show. Yes, Jasmine, how are you, boo?
I'm amazing. I'm super happy to be here.
I'm so grateful that you're here. You know, I can't do nothing without you, boo.
I know. You know, I love me some you.
Yeah, so, you know, I had to, like, invite you to the show because you're one of those people that just speaks from the heart, and we just love that on this show. Yeah. It's called Keep It Real, right?
It is.
We want to speak to people that is able to keep it real and to talk about things that normal people wouldn't want to talk about. Yeah. And that's what this show and this platform is about. So our next guest, y'all, is somebody that you will see probably time and time again on this show, because he's always there. He's always around me, and I just love his energy as well. So I had to invite my brother to the show. His name is Q Jackson of the Quintessential Branding Network. He also have his own digital content creation YouTube page that you can check out. We'll put the link there. And he is the owner of BLK Talks, BLK Lunch and Learn. This man really does it all. And I want you help me welcome my friend Q Jackson to the show. I like that. Can I just say, I love the fall colors that we all wear. Look at that. Like, I feel like this goes together.
Yeah. We look really cute.
You got the blue pants. I got the green pants. I got the yellow.
Little mustard.
Yes. Just, if this was the Wendy Williams show, I would definitely have a shoe cam.
Do a little shoe cam.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
But my shoes are not that spectacular. These are Walmart's finest. Yes.
Walmart
but listen,
slaps.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So I want to talk about some habits and addictions that you know, anybody in life sort of goes through. Yeah. And habits don't have to be as strong of a word or strong in the sense of like abuse, but just like everyday habits, like procrastination, for instance, can become a habit or of some sorts. But specifically, what I want to talk about is how habits can turn into addictions, can form into an addiction. And so everybody faces challenges in their character traits when it comes to habits. So let's talk about it. Jasmine.
Oh, Lord.
Because we know you have a lot of bad habits.
Damn.
Say no.
Dang. And do.
So, Jasmine, let's talk about habits in a sense of what would you consider some of the habits that you had to overcome in your life?
That I had to, I used to be extremely insecure, like to the point where it would cause me not to move on anything, and like literally not moving in anywhere. Like people who I went to high school with cannot believe I actually do things like this now, because I was known for being the shyest, quietest, like That's Jasmine over there in the corner with a jacket on. Yeah,
Don't
nobody
believe it.
nobody now believes that, but I was the
that.
most quiet person ever, and it was literally because I was just like, nobody want to hear what I have to say, and now I just don't care. I like whether they want to hear it or not. But yes, I had to overcome the feeling of just being insecure about everything that I had. I don't know. I was like 13 when I shot up and got taller than everybody in the class, like 12 going on 13 or something like that. And then I was just like, oh my God, I'm insecure in this body, and it just traveled with me for a really long time until I was just like, yeah, life is really boring. Really, really boring.
So you had to spruce it up.
You said what now?
Without Jasmine's voice.
I mean, well, yeah, but my life was boring though too. Like, I was legit. I went to Clark Atlanta University. Shout out to the HBCUs and the AUC. Never went to one party. Not one party. I was going to school, and like that was it.
Wow.
I didn't until I was 24, y'all. Until I was 24, I was quiet and shy and just not doing anything. But I looked at my life and I was like, girl,
yeah,
you are so lame. You are so boring. You are not living.
Wow.
And I decided to live.
You pulled the Issa Rae in the mirror.
I did.
So you had a moment of reflection.
Yeah.
Where you just kind of set yourself down and just was like.
It was like over time. I just had to tell myself, just do it. And I was like, I didn't even I didn't pump myself up. I was like, in the moment, just do it. Just do it. So that was the way I had to, because if I thought about it too long and prepped for it, I was going to talk myself out of doing it.
Yeah.
But if I did it in the moment, a lot of times now, I still like to be spontaneous because I'm like, if I think about it too much, I'm going to overthink it and I'm going to mess up. Yeah. But if I do it in the moment, okay, bet, I got it, let's go.
Yeah.
So yeah. But
I love that. I love that you were able to gain that confidence because a lot of people haven't reached that point yet. Yeah. And a lot of people, even in their 40s, 50s, 60s, are still battling with. And I always say to myself, I don't want to get that old and have to struggle with that piece. I want to have that figured out. Yeah. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm 50 and I'm scared to do stuff. No. Yeah. I want to have all of that figured out because I still struggle too when it comes to doing certain things too. Q, let's talk about your habits and how you were able to overcome certain habits in your life along your journey.
So at the tender age that I am right now, I'm still working every day to overcome certain things that have become familiar to me. One of those main things was comparing myself to other people. So those insecurities that you were talking about earlier, never feeling like you're good enough, having people who are supposed to be close to you, comparing you to other people and comparing your greatness or lack thereof to somebody else. So it forced me, well, not forced me, but it caused me to start comparing myself to other people as well. And that is one of the worst habits I have ever in life had. I've gotten to the place where I'm more comfortable with who I am despite what anybody else may feel. Yeah. But it's still a process. It's still a journey because, every day I get up and I'm trying to do something different that's outside of the box. I'm trying to get other people's words out of my head and know that I am where I'm supposed to be. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And I am great and worthy enough. So, it's a journey, but that's one of the worst habits that I've had in life.
I think one of my worst habits have been procrastinating on things because I wasn't confident enough in my own abilities. But besides what people think, I've been blessed to do a lot of great and amazing things. But beside that, people don't see the real Rahim, and people don't see the things that I go through in life on the back end of how I struggle to get out the bed and do what I need to do, how I put things on a back burner too long, or I'm scared to even pick it up because I'm scared it might fail in a sense. So I go through it too, but I believe it becomes a problem when you live in that space too long.
For sure.
And then you start to develop the habit of not creating or not doing things, not taking any risks. You just start to live your life as casual as, the day by day activities. And so going to work or just I go to work, I go home, I do this, I go work home. And it just becomes a bad habit. And I do believe that doing, like, if you're a content creator, if you're like anybody that wants to be anything in life and you have goals and dreams to become something, work can be a bad habit. Like, working for somebody else's organization can become a bad habit. I don't care what nobody say, because if you are not careful, you will get comfortable in just maintaining that workspace. What do you think about individuals creating the habit of subscribing to the systems of the everyday life?
You want to go first?
Ooh, no, I think you should go first.
I think it's made easy because we need a livelihood. Unless you were just born with a silver spoon in your in your mouth. Like, other than that, our parents had sex and put us into this ghetto ass world. So, and a lot of us without their safety net, so we had to figure things out. So you have to work unless you just like street life. But if you don't, you have a life that you want to keep up with, then you have to. But I think too, we gotta find moments, and I think our generation is really good for that. Millennials have been the generation that's like, no, I don't want to work for this company for 40, 50 years, and y'all give me a retirement party, right? And then what? I'm gonna be 65, okay, and then I'm gonna have arthritis and other issues or whatever because I haven't been taking care of myself. And then what? What's my next step? Hospice? Like, pretty much. Oh my God, life is like, I think we are looking at our parents and our grandparents and being a generation of some people who have lost their parents to like being overworked really and not taking care of themselves. And we're looking at life like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. So I think that people are trying now more than ever to like stop that and figure out a way. But it's not easy when you're trying to figure out like how to balance your work and your passion. So like, I can't say anything to somebody other than like push through, because it's hard to have a conversation with somebody and say, go live your dreams when the dreams ain't paying the bills. You know what I mean? So it's hard to tell somebody that. I'm in the middle of that myself, where I have a job that I ain't, but I have a passion that I'm like trying to work into. This will be my career that will sustain me and that will allow me to afford my livelihood. But right now I'm in the middle of, I'm working a full-time job as well as taking on other projects as well as doing my passion projects and trying to find things in between to still like make ends meet. And so it's hard to tell somebody else to do that life when you know that life is difficult.
So, this life is not for everybody.
No, it's not.
It is not.
It's tough. It's a tough life. And I think you have to just be in a place where you get up every day and you choose to do this. But also, you need to have a plan. Because this cannot be a hobby forever. It's expensive to do what we do. Like, honestly, when you on camera, getting dressed, like clothes, making sure you look good, going to the venue, actually making sure you do your research, everything costs money. So when anybody says that it's a hobby for them, I'm like, well, you must have worked for the military and now they paying you just to live, because nobody else is looking at this as just a hobby.
No,
we love it.
It's not a hobby.
Right, we love it, but this is a way into doing something better for ourselves.
So Q, let's talk about habits that are detrimental to who we are as individuals, like negative habits of complaining, habits of
comparing.
Habits of compare. Let's talk about habits of comparing, because I like that right there, because a lot of people do that.
Yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, that was one of my issues, comparing myself to other people and other things and where they were in life and what they were accomplishing in comparison to what I was and was not. And because I spent so much time worrying about other people, I took time away from myself in accomplishing my goals. For years, I produced a panel. It was the ATL Lunch and Learn. 2014 it started. In 2020 I rebranded it and it became something else. And before that, when it came to the host, when it came to the people that were on the panel. I was comfortable being behind the scenes because I didn't feel like I had what it took to be in the front of something that I had created. But it wasn't until conversations with friends, it wasn't until, you know, being sat down during COVID and quarantine and stuff like that, that I actually had the opportunity to look back at some of the things that I had accomplished over like the 10 years prior to COVID happening, that I realized, I'm like, well, damn, Q, you actually can do it. Like, there are so many times where I've questioned myself, but interviews that I've done, I've gotten feedback from publicists, I've gotten feedback from like the artists or the talent saying like, this is one of the best interviews I've ever had. And I'm just like, damn, I did that. You know, a few of the interviews that I've had have actually gone viral. So every time I question myself, I kind of look at those different moments and I'm like, you know what? I can do it. So comparing yourselves to other people, it wastes so much energy. It's energy, which makes you waste time. And
So how have you all been able to like form healthy habits for your situations?
I would say, I know ladies first, but I would say the people that are around me now.
Having the right people around you,
they've encouraged me. Like, we all encourage one another in different ways, and there may be the smallest thing that you say to me that you don't realize that little thing is going to cause a tidal wave of change in my life. So it started with that, and then just being truthful with myself and being more open, being vulnerable and transparent in a lot of things, because we deal with stuff, but we don't share it with other people. But once I finally started opening up to other people about like how I was feeling about certain things and some of the things that I was experiencing, I understood that those very same people that I may have looked up to were once in my shoes, and now they're a person I can look up to. So we all deal with the same thing. Sometimes we just need to be transparent enough to share it.
I love that. I agree. I want to piggyback off of what Q said. Like, I think we're gonna take this back to a scientific, biological standing. If you are here, you beat out all the other semen. Like, if you just think about it, like that egg and that semen, like honestly, the egg and the semen came at the right time to form you. You already won.
Maybe I had tenacity.
Right.
Maybe I can run faster.
Right. I was a fighter.
Not faster than me.
Right. I was a fighter. I was a fighter and I won. So I'm already here. So that's that's part of the battle. But like what Q said, having good quality people around you, like a network of people that I'm a Libra, I believe in balance. They got to celebrate and scold you. Like to tell you, I love what you're doing. This is amazing. I'm rooting for you. And then they do things like they share your stuff or they tell other people when you're not in the room about your stuff. But then also if you mess up, they be like, friend, that wasn't your best. Like, friend, I didn't really think that's good. But of course, those have to be the right people that you're taking that counsel from too. So I really love what you said about that. I think it is like being around the right people. And then too, when these people give you opportunities, make sure you go crazy on the opportunities. Don't make these people who give you opportunities look bad.
Yeah, most definitely.
Although I did.
And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this message right here.
What's going on, everybody? It's Q Jackson, host of BLK Talk. Look, I was over here preparing for another amazing episode, but look, I need you guys to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell so that you guys don't miss any of our amazing conversations. Have a new episode coming to you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the show. Listen, we're talking about habits and addictions that contribute to negative experiences. So let's switch it over a little bit and start talking about those habits that contribute to negative experiences. Because sometimes we can be in different forms of our habits and not know that we are creating negative experiences by us being a certain way. So we talked about earlier about how like comparing people and all of that. I believe like the habit of complaining creates a negative experience. So do y'all agree? Like, what do y'all think about that?
It can, because it can affect the people that want to be around you. It can affect what you think of yourself and what you're willing to go out and do. So absolutely.
Agreed.
Have y'all been in those spaces before? And what did you do to catch yourself?
Oh, I thought you were talking about with other people who complaining.
No, like you, like really everybody like getting in a little space where we like a little complaining about a little bit, and you know what I mean. You
need people in your life that's, look, I don't want to hear that shit right now.
For real.
I'm feeling good today. I don't want to hear your negativity. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I was like, I found myself complaining about like the same issues that I'm having in my life. And I told myself I ain't want to hear it no more. I was like, yeah, you just said this like a few months ago, girl. So what? Are you gonna change it or shut the hell up?
Too. Like, okay, so what you gonna do about it?
Exactly.
Like, what we doing?
I was like, I don't want to hear no more Jasmine. Yeah. And I was just like, yeah, okay. And then I started talking about.
I believe you have to really catch yourself because, like, you can really get into a space, especially when things not working out for you. Yeah. You can get in a space where it's like you feel all bummed out and all this, and you can start to complain, and then that can take form. And to where as though when you think you complaining one day, and then that whole week you look back like, damn, I've been fucking complaining. Like I've been irritated, I've been like this, I've been that. So let's talk about physical habits that contribute to addictions.
Eating.
Oh yes, God.
Drinking.
Oh, I just want a little snack at night.
Drinking for
then
me,
they cause you to eat. At night, then you wake up 20, 30, 40 pounds heavier.
My pants don't fit.
Then you complaining, right? Because you, when you're walking up the steps.
I'm like, that's me right now. And I was just like, okay, Jasmine, this fat. Listen, I know that there may be some people who got an issue with it, but I'm talking about my body, not your fat body. This stuff has got to end. And I was telling myself, I was like, it's at the point. We talked about this too on G's show, Candid Conversations with G, and I was just like, it is a whole ass problem at this point. And like, shout out to the body positivity movement, but y'all also lying like hell too, because this is not. It's not what you want. It's not. It's really not. And like, I'm even annoyed with myself for allowing myself to get so. I mean, I've had some things in my life, but I just haven't prioritized myself. And I'm just like, a part of like the media work that I'm doing now too is like, how you gonna have this life and you tired? So it's like, I'm trying to instill discipline in my life. So I would say like the question that you're just asking now, I'm working through that right now. So I don't even have it's not an end to it yet because I'm through it. And I'm just like literally.
But you know, I feel like somebody can connect and relate to that. Because maybe they're going through that same thing. And maybe they can see that sometimes you're not going to have good days with that. Like even, like I don't have the weight issue thing. Like it's some stuff about my gut that I do want to lose. But my issue is drinking. Like my issues, it's detrimental to like the decisions that I make consciously, you know what I mean? And so it's been a year since I've indulged in hard liquor. And you know, clap it up for me. That's good.
No, that is good.
But you know, I'm still trying to like weed off of wine and stuff like that. Even though I don't think wine is horrible, just for me, I want to gain control. I don't want something controlling me. And that's what it really boils to. I don't think drinking is bad. I don't think it's anything like that. If you can drink more responsibly, drink responsibly. I'm just not good at it. And so I don't want nothing to control my life. I want to decide what's going on for what's happening in my life. Not a drink, not sex, not love, not like I want to be in control. Yeah. And so my bad habit is drinking.
Yeah.
What's your bad habit? You say eating.
I said it's eating. I wake up in the morning and I come to work and I'm like, damn, what I'm gonna eat for lunch?
Yeah.
I ain't even logged into the computer and got my day started yet.
Yeah.
But I'm worried about what I'm gonna eat. If I'm hanging out with a friend, the first thing I'm like, so what y'all cooking today? Like food it's comforting to me. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the seasoning.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the grape, but
I'm food a part of your lifestyle though.
Yes.
So like Quinn Hunger Strikes, like
shout out to Quinn Hunger Strikes. Make sure you guys follow my food blog. But with everything, there's a way to do things responsibly.
Yeah.
I know over the past couple years, my issue has been gaining weight. My issue has been, them pants. These pants, they stretch. Okay, at the top. I can't fit a lot of things that I used to wear, and I know what the issue is, and I need to lose weight. But I also know that I don't want to stop eating like I want to.
I will ask y'all this: being people on the plus side,
I didn't say I was plus size. Now I just said I like to eat. I'm obese now. I will. This show
you know what I mean.
I'm out of here.
You gotta walk out the
Listen, no, but like, okay, so you like to eat, right? Cool.
Love it.
Love to eat. What about like working out? You don't like to work out? Like because
after
I feel
I eat,
like
I'm tired, and I want to watch me a good show.
So
like keep it real with Rahim.
That's the bad habit that you might need to break. Maybe it's the bad habit isn't eating. Maybe
it's when I eat, because I'm eating in a comfortable space and I'm just chilling. So maybe I need to install like a little TV tray on a little on one of them little trays.
No,
bicycle
don't be that person.
So as I'm eating, I'm working
don't
out.
Be that person.
So I kill two birds with one stone.
No, don't be that person. You're gonna be on 600-pound life.
If I'm eating and working out at the same time.
Well, wouldn't that increase your metabolism?
Well,
you want to eat.
It's possible.
I mean, I gotta be a food guru to tell you that. Or just work out when you're not eating.
When is that? I'm always eating. That's the issue, right? I'm always
eating.
I'm thinking about some food right now.
No, dead ass.
When you're having sex, are you eating?
Yes.
Whoa, the way you look at it.
I mean, I truly believe that weight issues it's not even the food, it's your brain.
Mentality.
Yeah, it's your brain. And
that's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why, listen, I'm not a doctor, obviously. I have not gone to medical school, but I am slightly against weight loss surgery because I think it deals with cutting your stomach where you cannot eat the food, but it should be, let's talk about your brain and why you eat the food.
And why.
And like a lot of us started out with like bad eating habits as children. Like my mother actually apologized to my sisters and I for not prioritizing our health. And my mother was a registered nurse. But my mama dealt with things in her life that caused her to like disregard food, which I do. I'm not gonna go to that part. But I feel like we have to take control over how it's mentally affecting us instead of like, cause like I know the food is not good. I hear like I've had some classmates die of heart attacks and I still go to Checkers. Like knowing my time is coming. You know, and I'm just like, yeah, what's wrong? And so like even today I had 3 pieces of pizza. And I'm just like, my mind was literally like, you better eat everything you want today because I'm about to go into this. Even now I'm like, what you gonna get on the way home? And now I'm like, okay, when you gonna go get something to eat and then you gotta take your dog out and then you gonna sit your fat ass on that sofa and you gonna eat all this damn food. And I'm just like, this is not okay. It's not healthy. I know it's not, but like at this point I'm like, I do need help. Like I do need help to get over this because it's gonna always be a problem. I'm gonna always prioritize food, and I'm a Libra and I like beautiful stuff, and I don't even like the way I look in clothes like anymore. And I'm just like, it's even more important than that to me. And I'm like, this is a real problem because I like clothes and I like to be cute. And I'm like, but what you gonna eat though?
And for me, is it's not eating a lot of food, it's picking the right food.
Yes.
Because like I know I have high cholesterol, and I would still eat a piece of fried chicken. I will. Like, and it's like, and for the love of me, I'm like, okay, I'll make an excuse almost even sometimes. Be like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna eat, but at least I eat something because I'm hungry. Like, I gotta eat. I can't like starve. So this is only available. So let me eat this fried chicken. So it's, I don't know. What are we supposed to do?
So, and this probably can answer like that question. Like you were talking about people and like weight loss surgery and stuff like that. Now, do they make these people go through therapy or anything to like figure out those issues, or they just go straight for the cut?
For some people, technically they're supposed to. They're supposed to go to therapy before. But I've had a few, I ain't gonna call nobody out, I've had a few friends who went through the weight loss surgery and they didn't even do the pre-surgery requirements, which was like try to lose a little weight before you do it. The doctors just gave them the weight loss. And I had one friend in particular who has had 2 weight loss surgeries, and neither one of them worked.
They went right back to the food.
Exactly. And that's why I said, I think it's the brain. It's not like you just eating. It's the fact that, I mean, think about the way we grew up. It's like everything. And then too, like how many of us actually know about nutrition?
Yeah.
None of us. And then we make fun of vegans and vegetarians and people with raw diets. But honestly, these are the people who look better than us.
But some of them big though.
Well, that's because they eat too much.
That's why we don't.
That's because they eat too much like bread and that other stuff. They supplement meat and eating bread. So that's not okay either. But like I'm talking about the real people who do like raw vegan diets and stuff like that. Or like my 2 sisters, they are in that lifestyle. Especially my older sister, the healthiest person I know. Like since she was 18, she's been in this lifestyle. And I'm looking at her like, when I'm thinking about the one that's gonna die the first, out of 3 of us, I know it's gonna be me. And I'm just like, yeah, like I just, it's our relationship with food, our community. And then if you think about a lot of black people in our communities too, what's the closest, what's most accessible to us? It's bad food. We don't know anything about nutrition the way we should.
And then think about how the grocery stores are set up. If you've ever paid it any attention, all the freshest, less processed food that tends to cost the most is on the outside. And we all shop on the inside because it looks more appealing.
Exactly.
To us. That's where we get messed up. You can get your 10 for 10 in the grocery store in the middle section. Yeah. You'll never see it in the, you know.
Yeah, because I don't want no 10 for 10 lettuce though, boo.
That part.
Especially from Walmart.
Wilkins lettuce large.
Going to the next thing.
Ain't no sponsorships from Walmart, huh?
It could have been if you wouldn't have said it.
Okay. You know what? Let's talk about confronting loved ones who show signs of addictions.
Oh. Now, the negativity can be an addiction.
Say like you had a friend that get toe up drunk and make horrible decisions and do things that could cost them their life.
Man.
How would you confront that friend?
What type of friend are you to them? If it's your homie, if you love them, you gotta say something.
Yeah.
You have to be like, this is coming from I think you gotta know your people too, to know if like what type of intervention they're gonna actually listen to. Because if you're talking about somebody dealing with addiction, their brain is already messed up anyway. So you gotta have a real plan of action if you're gonna talk to an alcoholic about their alcoholism, or you're gonna talk to somebody else about their drug habits or whatever.
And you better not do it while they drunk.
And like, why would you?
Because they're gonna fight you.
Exactly. I think you have to like. It has to go to the point of you've already set up care for them, where, I mean, but too, like, they got to kind of want it too. You can do it for them, but
if they're not willing to acknowledge what's going on, then you setting up care for them is not going to work. Sometimes people have to, in a way, hit rock bottom, if that makes sense, and experience something that will just open their eyes. for them to be ready to receive that type of conversation. And just like you said, you got to know the person who you're talking to. If you call this person a friend, then you should be able to know how to communicate with this person to let them know, like, look, friend, this is what I see. This is what I think you need to do. But once again, it's not until they feel and know that this addiction is an issue that it will actually change.
That's true.
That is so powerful, and I appreciate that, because sometimes when we want to speak to the people that we love about those traumatic situations, it can cause distance in our relationships, and it can cause them to even hate us. But deeper. Also, I'm the type of person where, like, if I'm battling anything, or if some people see some negative sides of my characteristics, I give y'all the permission to pull me to the side and say, hey, Rahim, no. You know what I mean? Just because out of love, we want to see the people that we love do great in life, and it hurts us and hurts our relationships, like we talked about earlier, when that is not happening. So on this segment, we want to just thank you for watching, and also I want to take the time out for y'all to tell us what you all are working on and have planned for this upcoming 2023. So Jasmine, we'll start with you.
Yes, so I am really excited. I made a goal last year, I hit it, and I made another goal this year that I'm hoping to hit. But I have signed on to be a part of Media Girls, which is I'm super excited about that. Like, really excited about that. They're super well connected and a fast growing media platform, and I'm super excited to be a part of that. I'm also doing my own thing too. I want to put out a couple of other projects on my own too. I am a trained producer, which I don't talk enough about, but I'm ready to get back into that as well. Of course, working with Rahim on the Platform Speaks. We do it every Monday from 7 to 9 on WTT Radio and also iHeartRadio. And I'm still going out doing my media work, like talking to people and building connections with people. And also, I have my own show on E3 TV that I'm supposed to be coming out with. It's an entertainment news show coming out with that. It's going to be a little bit of comedy, a little bit of other stuff going on. I'm still trying to construct it. I really want to take my time with it, make sure it's good too. So yeah, shout out to that too. And just trying to be all around awesome. So
one thing I can say about us, we gonna launch some business.
Because
you got about 3 or 4, you got about 4 or 5, I got about 2 or 3.
Yes.
Okay.
We gonna work.
Tell them
Goodness.
About you, Q.
So in addition to me trying to gain control of my eating so I can gain control of this weight, I just launched my media platform, BLK Talk. So last year, thank you. So last year, BLK Talk was launched from BLK Lunch and Learn, because I realized a lot of the people that I was having a conversation with on this big panel, I wanted to have one-on-one conversation with these people, so I launched BLK Talk. But BLK Talk now has morphed into a full-on media platform. So I'm definitely excited about that. So that's the main thing that we're working on for the year. There are a couple of events that I'm planning, a couple of panels that I'm planning. So make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, Twitter, blktalk.com. And you'll stay in touch with everything that I have going on.
Yes. Well, listen, y'all, it's been amazing on the show. We'll be right back with our conclusion. So thank you. Okay, so I want to first and foremost thank you for tuning in to Keep It Real with Rahim Brazil. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us and click on that notification bell so you can get all the notifications of our great content on this network. Look, I want to thank my very special guest for coming today to talk about some of their bad habits so we can help you with your bad habits. But listen, I just want to say this from the center of my heart. And everything that we do on this network, we want to do it in the sense of love and value and support for what you have going on in your personal journeys. So when you create negative habits when it comes to the value that you put out in the world, it can create an addiction, or it can create a sense of low self-esteem. It can create a sense of I don't know, bad experiences, anything like that. So I want you to work every day, give yourself grace, give yourself the opportunity to grow, but also let's work on these habits. Let's work on doing things that empower us to be better human beings, that empower us through the spirit of what we're trying to accomplish. And as many times as we fall, we know that we can always get back up. But I'm Rahim Brazil, and I want to thank you for tuning in to Keep It Real, where we speak from the heart and the art. So thank you for tuning in to this show.